Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Bruh Association podcast. I am Zach.
I'm Sean.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Jack.
Wow, I can't believe we did that without screwing anything up.
Oh my god.
That's like one of those,
okay.
those like exercises you have to do in like when you get
like
to
team
like
building at camp?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except Matt's not here,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, yeah, Matt unfortunately will not be on this podcast because he had something else to do apparently.
And is dumb.
In quotes.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about video game consoles and which one is the objective best. I guess I'll start off the conversation with saying, I think we should all start off with saying like what console we mainly use at the moment. I am on Xbox.
I'm on PS4.
I'm on Nintendo Switch. Basically anything Nintendo, actually.
I am PC as well as also Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, I've also got
Yeah, so
stuff.
I guess it's kind of like console and PC wars then.
Yeah. I think PC should count.
General gaming.
Yeah,
things.
gaming stuff. I'm just
not
gonna
mobile.
go ahead and say that this is not gonna actually be objective. It really is like, even though it is like a group of people, it is gonna be very subjective. Like, because
I am.
I don't think we're all gonna agree.
yeah,
in
there's
the
no
end.
way we're all gonna
Yeah.
agree.
I'm gonna try to be objective, and I'm right off the bat going to say Xbox is not the best console, even though it's mine.
Oh man,
Wow,
that
that's
makes
fair.
this easy.
right out the gate.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, I think Xbox in the 360 days was better than PlayStation, but at the moment, it's not.
Well, here's the thing: is that PS4 right now it's like a big problem that I find is storage with the PS4, because if you get like the cheapest kind of PS4, then you need like you actually need to spend a little bit extra money to have an actual sustainable amount of storage on it, or you can spend a bunch more money on getting like the better kind of PS4, and I find that kind of ridiculous. Like it should have a reasonable amount of storage as is.
You can
Yeah.
have external.
That's the
storage,
same-
though. You can buy that separately.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but like I'm saying, like
Mhm.
external storage.
That's
Yeah,
also
so I
with
mean,
the Nintendo.
I mean, aside from the fact that you have to both like buy the PS4 and get like the games for it and all that kind of stuff, like there really shouldn't have to be any other costs aside from that.
I guess so. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Uh,
In a way, the thing is, PC is kind of from a different perspective because storage is a large component, especially if you're custom like building a computer. Then you're gonna have to think about storage. However, storage for PC is a lot more widely accessible. It's a lot more available, and it's much cheaper because it's not like, okay, can PS4s take like just generic hard drives?
I'm not actually sure.
No, I don't believe they can.
I doubt it.
Yeah, whereas computers, there's all sorts of models, brands, prices, any kind
Yeah,
for your computer. Like I could get 2 terabytes of extra storage for what, like $70-$80, and that's all I'd ever need for anything.
yeah.
And I already have 500 gigabytes on my computer just there, waiting to be used, which is a lot.
Yeah, I think PCs are ultimately the most customizable medium that you could have.
Yeah,
and I think
100%.
Yeah,
you know what I don't like
And I'm-
about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I personally was thinking about recently switching to PC, but it's just a matter of I have a lot of games that I've already bought for Xbox, and I've also or I guess that's just the main reason.
I actually have something to say about between PC and console players. Is how like I find it far too often on like Twitch or YouTube is that PC gamers tend to look down upon console gamers because it's like, man, there's no skill. They got all aim assist. It's like all BS. Like obviously mostly
Yeah.
just with shooter games, but I'm sitting
Yeah.
here thinking, sure, we have a little bit of aim assist, but we also actually have to like be good at using controller. Like, bro, you literally just have to hit like 5 buttons and point and click. Like, come on. Like, like how is that how are you any
Okay,
more skilled at that? Like, it doesn't.
I can tell you as someone who plays on PC, I I I don't know if I'm probably in the minority for this. I like playing on console better, and I like controllers made better. Maybe it's just that I didn't get a PC until I was an old man of a child, but you know, it's not like you need to just click the
Yeah,
this is your shoot button, this is your scoping button, and they're both on the mouse. But at the same time, I like how control. Maybe it's that I like how it feels. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's just that I'm used to joysticks. That I've used them
yeah. There's just
like my entire
there's just
life.
so much
But I
more.
don't get that mentality. It's like sure, there's you can make a lot of cases for why PCs are better than consoles and things they actually do have that are generally better things like easily accessible
Yeah,
storage, as I just said, or like they can run top-notch graphics with low loading times. However, I don't think control is one of them because mouse and keyboard is meant, okay, the mouse and the keyboard weren't made for gaming. They were made for utility. They were made for, I'm
business
going to
and
sit
jobs
down,
and
I'm going to
stuff.
type a paper. Yeah, it was made, for a home computer that's used for work and used for utility and stuff like that. It's not made for
Yeah.
playing a game.
Whereas
Whereas a controller is made for playing a game.
consoles and controllers were like they've always have been originally designed for gaming specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, oh yeah, and there's something to be said about the rift between how Xbox players and PS4 players like their controllers. See, I like it that the thumbs are even. I don't I
Uh,
I don't I don't get why one thumb would be more forward. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Speaking in controller wise, I personally like, even though I don't think Xbox is the best console, I do think their controllers are the best. And I think that may just partially be because I grew up playing with an Xbox controller, but partially I just think they're more comfortable because I've used PS4 controllers before and I just don't I find the design kind of odd,
Yeah, that's the thing,
I
because I've
guess.
I've played on Xbox controllers, as you know, and they are more comfortable for the rest of my like my palm and my hand and stuff. The button position I don't like a whole lot, but the actual feeling in your hands for Xbox controllers is definitely better because the PS4 controllers, I think the main drawback is that they're too narrow. And so back when
yeah.
I used to, back like when school was still in and I was playing Call of Duty for like a lot for the first time. Like I was holding my PS4 controller a certain way. I think I might have been too tense with it, and it actually like messed up my hand, and it really felt
Oh
weird for a
God.
while. But I've started to. Since then I've learned a much better way of kind of like holding my hands. My wrist is a little more outwards, so not only is it easier to play, but it also doesn't fuck up my wrist.
Gamer cramps.
game frames.
I'd have to. I agree with Zach that Xbox controllers are. If you're just looking for like if you're like Jack and you have a PC and you want a controller or something, uh, Xbox controllers probably are the best like widespread commercial controllers that feel really good, have a good button layout, have good analogs, not a very good D-pad, but whatever. They're pretty good. Um,
Yeah, they're also very cheap and very
yeah.
available.
Another thing I wanted to mention is also that like Windows is a Microsoft like operating system, so they like
Mm-hmm.
those Xbox controllers natively work with
Mm-hmm.
like PC and stuff. I'm not sure if PS4 controllers
Yeah,
do or not,
I don't
but
know. I think
they're just
my
PS4 I'm pretty
experience
sure
with
is largely just like Bluetooth connected. So I think you could
Mm-hmm.
use it. You'd
yeah
have to I think
most
you have to download a specific kind of software, but I'm not entirely sure.
most types of controllers work with
Yeah.
PC. Most types of modern controllers
Mm-hmm.
like um, PS4 controllers. I don't use, but I have a few friends that use PS4 controllers that I play with.
My Nintendo
Xbox
Switch
controllers,
Pro
as Zach said,
controller
works natively.
works.
Pro controllers works, yeah. And then I'm going to talk about the other controller topic that isn't talked about as much. I have a Steam controller.
Steam
What?
controllers.
Yeah, and
That's a
before you
thing?
vomit at it, I'm going to tell you that I actually like it.
Sean,
Like, it's
Sean,
not bad.
look it up.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
It
Hold
has
on.
Sean.
See,
It
They're,
has
here's the thing.
thigh
I personally think
buttons.
they're,
It has
I personally
thigh
think
Here's
they're
the
like the
buttons.
thing.
grossest things.
What?
Yeah, you think it's
Hold
the
on.
grossest thing until you use it. Here's why.
Oh, what
Here's
is
why it's not the
that?
grossest
What?
thing. Number
What
one,
is
it's a
that?
huge controller and I have big hands, okay?
Ew.
So it's comfortable. Don't say ew.
I have
Number
used one
two, it
before,
has
by the way.
satisfying buttons.
I don't like that. That's
And
scary.
number three, you can literally bind anything to anything, which you can't
You
do
can
with
also
controllers.
you can
So
do that with an Xbox controller, but that might,
takes more work.
yeah, I guess so.
I've been hearing a lot about military sim type video games becoming more popular, like more heavily realistic gameplay based, not graphics based, games becoming popular on PC. And
Like Arma
yeah,
type
like
things.
Arma or yeah, there were a few other games, but like the fact that's another advantage of PC is that that game has like a bajillion keybinds, and that's something that you can't do on the controller. There just aren't enough buttons, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have this whole wide map, and after you learn how to use it and get good at it, which I'm kind of questionable with my skill with keyboard, not typing, but with actually gaming. Like I can do it. I'm not like exceptional at
Yeah,
it, but
Yeah.
that's something I disagree with a lot when developers are making a game and they're like, we're gonna make this game better by just throwing in a bunch of like mechanics and then it completely overwhelms you at the start of the game. I really like it when a game is really fun and it has these really simplistic, really tight controls. So
Kind of
you
like
don't
Doom
need to
type
be
yeah,
like,
stuff.
you have to press this button and this button to do this counter and then Mortal Kombat fatality this and then that to jump. Like it,
Yeah.
I like it
yeah,
when you have just a set of buttons that
yeah.
interact with each other really well.
yeah. I
How I prefer it is like you have the complexity that is available, but it's not like essential
Yeah,
or anything, or it like progresses up to having complexity instead of just at the beginning you have 200 keys you need to
exactly.
press all at the same time every 5 seconds, frame perfectly.
You know what though? There's something that I have to bring up because I just saw an ad for it like I think yesterday. What about what about Stadia?
no,
Ooh,
Ugh,
ew.
no.
disgusting.
Okay,
It's
Stadia
this
was just
stupid
kind of,
thing where it's like, no room for consoles.
You don't need to download anything. Just click and go.
Oh,
it was kind of doomed from the start, and I've seen some gameplay, and the like input lag looks completely
Imagine.
horrible.
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah, like
It's like web gaming.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
but
completely
it's
cloud
You,
based.
Google's attempt at it.
Yeah,
it's
the ads are
boy.
so
They
weird
try
for me
everything.
too.
They just try everything now.
Yeah.
And something that I'll mention with that is that Microsoft this fall is bundling something called xCloud with their thing called like Game Pass, which is pretty much just like you pay a certain fee and then you can play any of these games for free when you play. It's kind of like Netflix but for games. And so Microsoft has one of those, and they're bundling this service called xCloud with it. And xCloud is pretty much just Stadia,
Huh.
like, and
xCloud
they're just bundling it with that.
Mm,
xCloud just sounds more like a cloud in the air with jaw hair, let's be
Well,
honest.
it's basically you can stream Xbox games from the cloud to your phone, your computer, pretty much anything. And I think they're even like, it seems like it's better, it's made better than Stadia even. And I don't see the point in getting Stadia when you could just get that.
I don't really like huge game bundles because I don't want to play all the games that are
yeah,
there. I just
Yeah.
want to play like one or two games. And okay, the way I play games is more like I'm going to pick out these few games and I'm going to play them a lot. And that doesn't go well with I'm going to unlock 12 games and get them monthly. And
Yeah.
it just doesn't
hmm
go.
Yeah,
Um,
I think subscriptions can be good, but like I personally just buy a game when I really want it.
yeah.
And then
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll maybe end up buying like 3 games a year, but like they're games that I
but you'll
want.
play them a
I go
lot.
through like
Yeah. And they're games that you really like.
really hard that year, and then that's it. Um, but you know that's something to actually bring up is individual games because I mean, obviously different consoles have different exclusive games. Like, I mean, like I don't think I could name any good indie games that you could really play on PS4. Like some like the like low quality, low cost ones that you could on like PC or something.
Hmm.
There's like a lot of those you can't play on
Yeah,
consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a lot of weird ones on like. I remember the 3DS
Yeah.
eShop has a lot of weird
Yeah,
indie
Nintendo's
games. I kind of
like
like playing.
they try their best to support like small indie developers and stuff, and I feel like they do a pretty good job at it. But like I find their choices questionable for like which small indie developers they
yeah.
choose from.
Yeah.
PC is honestly the best if you want to play indie
Yeah.
games though, because
Yeah.
Steam has so many just like such obscure, like weird
Yeah,
indie games
Yeah.
that like you really can't get on any other platform.
Yeah. But I mean,
But
some
like,
of them aren't that
let's
great.
talk
Some are
PS4
good.
real quick though, because PS4, what are their best exclusive games? I don't even know, because like I said, I only do like one
God of
name.
War,
Yeah,
Last of Us,
God of War,
Um,
Last of Us,
Ratchet and Clank.
Spider-Man too, right?
First one that comes to me is Horizon, but now Horizon's on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, Horizon's now on PC.
Um,
See, the thing is, a lot of PS4 exclusives are like becoming like timed exclusives,
yeah.
where they're exclusive for a certain amount of time, but then they just come to PC,
mhm.
which is why
Yeah,
I'd argue, even though I don't even play on PC is the best system because you can get exclusives from multiple different platforms except for Nintendo. Um,
I think if we're talking exclusives, Nintendo is in its own isolated island, which isn't necessarily a bad
Mhm.
Yeah.
thing
yeah,
because it means there's a lot of games that have historically been on Nintendo consoles and will be on Nintendo consoles. Like we're not going to see like Breath of the Wild ported to
Yeah.
PC. That'd
yeah,
be kind of cool, but
because
that's not going
Or
to
like
happen.
Animal
Um,
Crossing New
Nintendo.
Horizons, just like
Ghost of
for
or
Android.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima is also
Oh,
PS4
also
exclusive.
the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that
Xbox
too.
has
hmm.
what? Halo, obviously. Eh,
Gears of War,
Gears of War,
Forza.
Forza
Don't
as
they have
well.
Cuphead?
Um, yeah,
Cuphead
well,
is
Cuphead
Cuphead's on
was
PS4
on.
too.
PC
They
has
they
Cuphead.
just brought that to PS4 like
Yeah.
recently, like a
Ah,
month ago.
I think it was like 2 months
And
ago
then
actually.
also, can you get Minecraft on PS4?
Yeah, I
you
think
can get
so.
Minecraft on anything these days.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Can you?
Yeah,
I
you can
think
get it
so. I'll
on
look it up just in case.
iOS,
you can get it on
Android,
phone.
Nintendo.
Anything that can run Java can get it, which is a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, you can get it on PS4.
Okay. Um, what else? There's another thing I was gonna bring up, but I forget now.
See, a lot of Xbox's best exclusives were the older ones, and I think like that's what like they haven't really had many good new exclusives. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to the new Fable reboot that they're making,
Does that kind of tie in
which might,
what you're saying how like the old Xbox days were a little bit better than the newer Xbox days like now?
yeah, because Xbox 360 had Halo 3, which is one of my favorite games of all time.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
in the
just
old days, the three main consoles or whatever, they focused a lot more on their exclusives. These days, I feel like, Sony and Nintendo especially makes a lot of exclusives. Sony makes a lot too. I
Yeah.
feel like Xbox is definitely dropped a lot of their, like single player exclusive efforts, and they're mainly focusing on just, like online, uh, a lot of like generic online, FPS or like, and that's good for people who like online gaming, but like they don't have their, I feel like they're kind of missing their old charm that they used to have.
Do you like
yeah, I
frames per second
Yeah,
games?
Frames per second
frames per
games.
second games.
What was it that I was just about to say it. God damn it. With hold on, give me a sec. Oh shit, come
I
on.
while Sean's remembering what he was going to say, I wanted to kind of go back to Gabe's point that like games with simpler controls are sometimes better than ones with more complex controls. Because I had a game that I really like. It's called Hellblade, and I've told
I've
Sean
heard of
about
that.
this I
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
before.
Is that
And
the
it's
Norse one?
it's a little bit similar to to
Yeah,
God of
it's like
War.
just like God of War, right?
It's not just like it, it's
Sounds just like
similar.
it. Gonna be honest,
It's not just
it sounds pretty similar.
God of War. God of War came after it, so it's God of War is more of a copy.
Ooh.
I
Okay,
think.
okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
okay.
say. I want to say it is. And that's they're actually that's one game with really like simplistic controls, but it's very all the combat's super satisfying because all of the animations are very good. Because like whenever you get like a perfect parry, it does like this sweet sound, and you like see all these sparks fly and whatever.
Dude,
And it's
platforms.
It sounds like any game that you can do a parry in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Breath
but
of the
like
Wild, Smash.
they're especially satisfying in that game.
Ah,
And also, I'm kind of excited because Microsoft actually acquired the studio that made that game, and they're actually making a second one, which is an exclusive,
Ooh.
which I'm really looking forward to. So I would look that game
Hmm.
up. It's kind of weird. It's a weird game, but it's extremely cool because the developers who made it were actually like fairly like they weren't very well known, but then they made this game, and it was they're basically their goal was to make a AAA quality game on a budget,
Huh.
in which they pretty much succeeded at that because it was extremely well received, and it's I think it's a very good game.
I feel like if we keep talking about individual games, we're gonna get back into pretty much the same topic as like the second
Yeah.
half of our last two episodes. So we should probably move on to
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
yeah,
else.
I agree.
I think
Yeah.
I
Better
I don't
stop before I
think
start ranting about Monster
do we
Hunter.
really need to go into what console is the best because all of them have their advantages and their
yeah, I'll,
disadvantages.
I'll
I
say this. Okay, I think that each console has its own little thing. Okay, so Sony, I think, has they usually fall into like whatever's big at the time. They usually produce like good trending exclusives that do well because they're what people want. Um, Xbox is a lot of online stuff. They're super connected with everything because it's literally Microsoft. Uh, they're they're basically the gods of online gaming, ignoring PC, of course. And then Nintendo is basically like this weird thing that like
if you want
makes these
Oh,
really
I
crazy
remember what I was gonna say.
unique things that either completely fail like the Virtual Boy or the Wii U, or they just invent the new thing that people follow in their footsteps like Breath of the
yeah
Wild or motion controls or backwards compatibility.
Also, handhelds.
Oh, and also, yes, Nintendo's the god of handhelds.
Yeah. Like, they still have like
Yeah.
Switches. It's sold insanely well. It has great games, and it can be, it's the hybrid.
Hmm.
It can be handheld.
you know I think my like take on it would be that like PS4 is very good for teen or adult oriented exclusives.
Yeah,
Nintendo is good for
it's
family
mostly
friendly
yeah.
handheld fun,
I
and it's
agree.
like the most family friendly console. Then you've got PC, which is great for indie games and also just kind of all around gaming.
Mhm.
And then you've got Xbox, which I personally would not recommend buying, except if you're Sean, and I want you to switch to Xbox, Sean, but I know you won't.
I'm not.
But
Um,
You switch to
here's the
PS4
thing.
or to
Yeah,
PC.
here's the thing. Is that
I'm not gonna switch to PS4. The like I know they have really good exclusives. I understand that, but I don't know.
For PC, they all filter down
you know
eventually.
what I really like about Nintendo is that it's something that you can grow up on, like I think most of us did. But even years later, most of the games that you could play on any of their systems, whether it be handheld or console or anything, will either get you with, yeah, this is still fun actually, or nostalgia. You know, it has a certain way about it. And like you said,
Yeah,
it's good
Yeah.
for both kids and friendly, but what I think a really good utility for Nintendo is using their devices as kind of like a balance between, you got your like harder game, not harder, but like games that kind of test you a little bit
Less
more. Yeah,
casual.
less you get your less casual games, and then you can kick back and relax with something like Breath of the Wild or Animal Crossing or something like that. It's I think that's a
I
good quality
agree
about
with.
it too.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue with his assessment.
But you don't.
And some Nintendo games still include like modes or options or other things you can do that make it
Yeah,
harder and make it like this is still a challenge, it's still fun even when I'm older. And the original, be it like easy mode,
yeah,
beginning
for
mode,
real.
whatever,
It's,
or something like that is easy
and
now.
such is the
But
magic of
you
Nintendo.
you still don't really hear about, though, with Nintendo. You don't hear about like pro Switch players or whatever. I mean,
That's
like,
true.
of course that's not entirely true. There are some who play like Smash or whatever, but um,
Well,
I'm just like
The
if
only
we're
one I
talking
can think of is
professional, if
Smash.
we're talking professional, and
it's
that that
PC. It's
that
pretty much
means
all PC.
yeah, if we're talking professional, and
Yeah.
that means like it's somebody's job playing the switch, like the Switch itself, then technically there are a lot of YouTubers that are professional Switch players if you really think about it. But it's not like they're gonna go on like Twitch or something like that and play the Switch.
I'm gonna go out on a limb
Well, they
here.
can go on Twitch, but it's not going to be like
Yeah,
esports.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the okay, not like the majority, but like the largest, like if it was a pie chart, the largest group is what I'm trying to say. I feel like Nintendo is that of like the games played at GDQ all the time because they have, Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, all the Metroid games. They have this huge library of timeless games that like these guys who play
People just
them a
are like
lot just
too
love.
fast.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not like, you know, professional gaming or anything where it's yeah, esports or anything where it's the latest whatever first person shooter thing that comes hot off the press. It's like these timeless classics that that with surrounded by this amazing community that people just play over and over again.
Exactly, and that's the thing.
Also,
Yeah.
Two other things I really
No,
like about Nintendo is the like you were just saying, like this community, because I mean you'll obviously find a lot of PS4 players and Xbox players that hate the other, but I feel like anybody can really get behind Nintendo. It's kind of like it's like a like a mediator type of company, and so like and another thing is that the community itself within Nintendo, because the games aren't as networked, like online multiplayer stuff like that, it's so much easier to like because there's like I mean, obviously there's so much toxicity on like pretty much any other
yeah,
gaming system you'll find.
there's not a huge element of toxicity, which I got to admit, I play on PC. A lot of the games I play don't have too much toxicity, but occasionally when I like go and play something else, usually sometimes it's an FPS. Usually it's an FPS. People are it's
Yeah, they're
terrible.
all.
It's so bad. Everyone is so
It's like that one
toxic.
Russian hockey player. It's like it's just game. Why do you have to be
Yeah.
mad? It's like
Yeah.
I think a big overview of like the console wars in general is it's just people who are extremely brand loyal, lashing out at others because they're insecure.
Yeah.
Because like
It's
Yeah.
basically like
the whole
football in
concept.
a
that's
nutshell.
exactly what an Xboxer
Mine
would say,
must be
you piece
better.
of trash.
But I'm just saying like the entire console wars like discussion is just kind of childish. Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
this is better because it is,
it's a little bit arbitrary too, because
because
a
it's
lot of games are
mine.
becoming cross-platform now, and so it just really
Yeah,
doesn't matter anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to matter less.
Like I just play Xbox because I'm a big fan of Halo. I know it's like only like one of their only exclusives now, but I personally don't care. I like the platform, I like the controllers or whatever. And I respect other people who like any of the other consoles. I don't care. I respect all the other consoles because I can see what people see in them.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like
So
it started out as,
Yeah.
it kind of went through this weird evolution where at first, I mean, there's a little bit of element of console wars between like Sega and Nintendo, but it was mostly about which games you enjoyed the most. If you really liked Mario and Zelda, you bought Nintendo, and if you really liked Sonic and whatever else Sega makes, you really liked Sega. Then when Sony and Microsoft came along, it all of a sudden became this, and Nintendo graduated from this scrappy little video game company to another like big batch
Yeah,
establishment.
to like one of the heavyweights, you know.
Yeah, it became like this
Yeah.
war between people who are like, no, Sony's better.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's slowly returning back to like, if you just like this game, then just buy the system and play on that because
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And
If you want to try a
if it's
little
not
bit of
available
everything, you
for
can,
your
get a
system,
nice
yeah,
just
PC.
have a good buddy that has that system, and bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we've pretty much wrapped it up. I think if we're gonna talk,
Yeah.
if we're,
I just wanted to go back to when Gabe was talking about GDQ, and it said there was a lot of people who play these same timeless classics over and over again. I told Gabe about this, but I've played 6 Super Metroid randomizers in the last 2 weeks.
Jack, can I yeah, I'll just say GDQ stands for Games Done Quick. It's like a
yeah,
Yeah.
convention
we
thing.
know that.
Just for those, no, for the
Oh,
audience,
okay,
Gabe.
okay.
I know you know that.
Ooh, okay.
he's
What
the
is
one that said
GDQ?
it. Like
Yeah, but I think in conclusion, we'll say that
we should.
everybody wins.
No,
Console wars don't really matter.
Yeah.
if we were to
Even though that's
vote,
kind of
Or
like
draw.
a
but if we were to
We
vote
can all
right
accept
now,
a draw because it goes up and down
yeah,
too.
that's true. But
Like,
I'm saying right now in this moment, if we were to vote, I guarantee I would give my vote to Nintendo. That's all
I'd
I
give
gotta
my
say.
vote to Nintendo as well.
I'd be pretty split.
I
I don't know if I could give my vote to PC or Nintendo.
I'd
If I
s-
had to pick one to only play on forever, that would be Nintendo.
I'd say if I could transfer all of my games to PC, I'd choose PC.
Oh, okay, Zach. Wow, we were gonna
What
have
a
a
hipster.
heartfelt Nintendo support note moment, and you're like, nah, chief. Um, all
Dude,
right.
we totally gotta
No, it's all
clickbait
good.
the title of this podcast and say like, "Who wins the console wars? Epic debate, final battle," and then
Console battles
And
of
it's just
history.
us like civilly
yeah,
discussing. All of us play on different consoles, and we're all just like having a civil
Yeah, see,
discussion about why they're all good in
yeah.
their own
it's
ways.
like a virtual console UN right now. That's all I gotta say.
All
Yeah.
right, what's
Yeah.
our
Okay, so
next
yeah, I think
topic?
I think
Yeah.
in conclusion, we'll just to wrap
Wrap
it
this
up.
up.
Yeah, we just like we even though we're doing kind of like a Batman versus Superman kind of cop out, um, where nobody wins. I guess
Yeah.
it's
We're not.
just play
We're
whatever
not.
you
There's
want.
no winner.
Yeah, I think it's just, like different strokes for different folks. Just whatever floats your boat, you know?
Well,
It's like
Don't let the PC people get you
yeah.
down because they'll yell at you.
All right, yeah, like Gage said, let's move on. What do we got next to talk about?
Okay, I think you guys wanted to talk about snacks, right?
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
snacks.
Yes, let us talk
All
about
right.
snacks.
First of all, favorite snacks. I'll start. Definitely Doritos. Got to throw it out there, you know?
Doritos are good, but
Um,
I can't eat them like I can't eat like a large quantity, or else I don't like them anymore.
yeah, I get
I
that.
agree.
I'd
Yeah,
say top three Doritos for me in this order from 1 to 3 goes spicy nacho, then Cool Ranch, and then spicy sweet chili. That's what I gotta say.
Dude, you don't have the classic in there? You don't have nacho cheese?
Nacho cheese, because here's the thing. Nacho cheese used to be up there, but spicy nacho is just that, but better. So it's
I
like,
guess, yeah.
yeah.
I just
Let's go on to next favorite snack. Gabe.
I really like peanut M&Ms.
those are really good.
Like,
Peanut M&Ms.
those are one of those
Also,
snacks where it's like,
I guess it does, yeah.
what? Be quiet, Sean. I'm explaining my love for peanut M&Ms. It's one of those snacks where like you have like the thing, and then you're doing something else, and then you forget like that they even exist, and it just becomes like a natural cycle where you just eat more and more because they taste so good,
yeah,
and then
I could
you realize
eat
I've
like
eaten so many. Yeah.
I could eat so many peanut M&Ms. It's kind of bad.
I don't like
But
chocolate.
Also,
they've just
peanut
got
butter
that.
M&Ms whenever you
Yeah,
I
find
never
them.
those
know
ones are
such
good too.
bliss.
But I feel like I can't eat as many peanut butter M&Ms as I can peanut M&Ms.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, Sean isn't a big fan of chocolate.
Yeah, I don't eat
Mm.
or drink or whatever the fuck any kind of chocolate products of any sort.
Do you
If we're
breathe
talking about
chocolate?
if we're talking about candy as well, then my top three would be like Sour Patch Kids, Mike's, and
Oh,
Nerds. I guess, or
I
call
think that
I call Mike and Ike's Mike's, by the way.
yeah, yeah. I know that you're not a cannibal and eat people named Mike.
Sean, I like Mike's people named
Oh
Mike.
shit!
This might be a
I
controversial
like
opinion, but
Fritos.
I kind of think that
Fritos are
Oh yeah,
good.
Fritos too. Oh, you know what? Cheetos, the extra hot Cheetos with like the black bag. Those are really good. I have to eat them with
They
chopsticks
are, yeah.
because then the stuff clings to your fingers so much with those ones.
Yeah. I remember the time that I was like, hey, we should do this because it'd be funny.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
you just walked home with a bag
we
of
walked
Cheetos,
home.
eating it with
Yeah, we both
chopsticks,
walked home
and
with
your
chopsticks.
hands were clean.
Yeah,
And it was good.
it's a legit tactic, and I love it.
Never
Yeah.
tried that.
It's
Sounds
It's fun.
sounds good though.
it's more efficient that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gabe, you didn't
Yeah,
say
sorry,
your
I kinda
favorite.
interrupted
oh
you.
yeah,
Well, Gabe
well,
didn't say his favorite snack. He said like he said his favorite candy, and then we went back to Sean, and he said his favorite candy. So say like your favorite
my
snack
favorite
food.
snack probably would have to be white cheddar Cheez-Its.
Nice.
That's acceptable.
I really like
Yeah,
Cheez-Its.
definitely
If he had
acceptable.
said something else, Zach, were you gonna be like, "That is not acceptable. Leave the Discord."
Unacceptable snack.
Well, I don't know if he said like I can't think of many examples.
Raisins.
Beets.
No, you know raisins aren't that bad.
I
Raisins
like
aren't.
me some
No, they're
raw
not
fucking
bad. They're not
potatoes.
I feel like raisins get a bad rap. They're not that bad.
If you
They're
said like
alright.
boiled potatoes with like nothing on them, then yeah, I'd have a problem
Just
with
add
that.
some
I got a
sauce
That's not
or
really a
something.
snack.
I like to just
Skinned
drink
or not
ranch
skinned
dressing.
potatoes.
What,
If you
Sean?
were to eat a raw potato, would you do it skinned or not skinned?
It's cursed
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah, it is.
The skin on a potato tastes like just dirt. I mean, honestly, I feel like I would want to take that shit off before I just dig in. But
I
other
mean-
than that, I mean, I've eaten a raw tater before.
Of course you are. You're
Uh,
Irish.
Hey, but you
Yeah.
like some raw fucking spuds?
Yeah, I guess
Must.
I think my favorite snack would
It's a rite of passage.
also be Cheez-Its. Specifically the extra toasty Cheez-Its.
Yeah, I
The-
can't get behind.
I
those.
don't like those.
Those
It's like I don't like them when I find random burnt ones in my bowl of Cheez-Its anyway. So if like, what the fuck? But if I
Oh no.
if
can
I,
you can you start your thought over, Sean?
oh yeah, that kind of off. Okay, I don't like it when I don't like it when I find a random burnt cheese in my bowl. So that does not mean I want a whole fucking box of them.
See, I'm the opposite. I really love the burnt Cheez-Its.
The salty cheese.
I don't see what the big deal is about them. Like, they're fine.
Weird.
They're not
Yeah,
bad. They're not good.
it's-
I like white cheddar
I
cheese
just
more.
like-
Here's a,
Their taste. I feel like how they were created was like one guy was like, "Oh no, I burnt the whole batch," and then Zach like tasted them like, "Hey, these are pretty good," and then they packaged them.
I was just like perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you mean the
You're
cheeses?
just like,
I said
yes,
the
I
real
enjoy
cheeses. Perfection. But yeah, so what I like to do actually, club crackers.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
like the mini ones, and those are like kind of the same amount of cracker as a Cheez-It. And so what I do is I take like one mini club cracker and one Cheez-It, and I eat them at the same time, and it's actually
Why?
it's a really good like cheesy buttery combo. That's all I gotta say. Don't knock it till you try
I
it.
guess I'll try
Sounds
it.
like
Yeah, I've
Um,
not tried that before.
I've never been a huge fan of club crackers though. Like they're good, but I wouldn't ever like eat them if they weren't with soup.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Yeah,
on
I eat them with tuna on them sometimes.
what the heck?
No, it's like tuna. No, it's like tuna salad, not just tuna.
What about
It's
what
good.
About, what about goldfish, guys? Oh shit.
Goldfish are pretty
Goldfish
good.
are pretty good.
You ever tried the
Goldfish are good.
You ever tried the flavor blasted ones, like goldfish with more flavoring
They're.
on them?
I don't think those are
I
Yeah,
as
like
they're good.
those.
good
I like those a little
though.
better.
I also really
Yeah.
I like
like
original the best.
wheat thins,
I don't know about that one, Chief.
wheat
Thicks.
thicks.
Oh my!
Wheat
I'm
thins
gonna
are
look up wheat thicks.
wheat thins are good if you put something on them, but if you just have them plain, they're like unbearable.
I like them.
They're not unbearable, but they're not the kind of thing that I just. If I had like some snacks in front of me and wheat thins was one of them, I don't think I'd choose it over the other things that are there.
What if the other things are like
Um,
a raw potato without skin and then a raw potato with skin?
I said some
It's a raw
snacks,
potato without
not
skin.
I also forgot to say my favorite candy also. My
Oh, yeah.
favorite candy would probably either be Reese's or I don't know. Mr. Good bars have been my favorite
Oh,
recently.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
Mr. Good bar. Well, I guess you can see a pattern that I really like peanuts and chocolate from those two choices, but yeah, I just do.
I'm just
I'm
imagining
like
like
the opposite of Sean. I just like chocolate.
I'm just imagining
Yeah.
like someone coming like on the way home. It's like, babe, could you stop at the convenience store and get me some wheat thicks?
Buy me some wheat
Give me
thicks.
some wheat thicks.
Okay,
All right.
Jack, you can
Yeah,
Jack,
my
tell us your
favorite
stuff.
candy. I don't know. I like chocolate and I like Skittles.
Damn.
He's a man
There you
of
go.
What about
It's not something special.
both of those are
I-
candy.
Jack?
You didn't say a
what-
snack.
Jack,
Oh, my
what about
favorite snack? No, I said it
pistachios?
earlier. People were just talking.
Fritos.
I
He
like
said
pistachios.
Fritos.
They're good, but Fritos, yeah.
Yeah.
Fritos are my favorite snack, I'd say. They're very salty, so you can't eat a massive amount
Yeah.
of them, but they're really
Jack, I'm
good.
just trying to think all the times we went to the Speedway on the way, like walking back, after school. I'm like, what else did we like pick up there, like regularly? Oh,
We
we
got
like
so much Gatorade.
Speedway corn dogs.
Oh,
That's
gross.
not
We got
small.
just the gas station
Oh my
food.
god,
We
gas
got a sandwich there a couple
Yeah.
times, and it wasn't actually
like
bad.
gas station like early dinner.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
I
Some
know.
of them
They're
are.
right?
Some of them are, but a few of them aren't that
Their
bad.
cheeseburgers aren't half bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Sean's taste buds have just been slowly degrading as he's been eating more and more gas station
Yeah,
food.
'cause I used to be
Yeah.
really picky when I was a kid, and now I'm like, just don't have lettuce in it, and I'm fine.
We're talking about food in general. Bro, lettuce is
Just
so
make sure
good.
it's not green,
Lettuce
okay?
is-
No,
What's your
no,
beef with lettuce?
no lettuce.
Yeah,
No, okay, hold on.
lettuce is good.
No lettuce, no tomatoes, no onions, and no chocolate. Those are my four.
Why?
Okay,
I
yeah.
can
don't
understand.
like-
I can
agree with
actually
you with
understand
tomatoes.
lettuce, but I don't like
Tomatoes, are
tomatoes
just
and
pointless
onions.
to me.
They're so good.
Okay,
Bell pep-
tomatoes
I
and
don't like
onions are
tomatoes.
like an acquired taste. Like you have to like.
Bell peppers.
I
are
guess
Tomatoes-
so.
Bell peppers are so
I like tomatoes
pointless. It's like,
as long as they're not
it's
raw.
like, bruh,
Yes.
Like I like tomato sauce. I like tomato like soup. I don't like.
I really hate
you
it
guys
when
add
like
could
it's
anything
like
with
this
bell
like.
peppers. It's like what is the point of a bell pepper? If I wanted that texture, I would have an onion, and if I wanted a pepper, I would get a jalapeno. So it's actually
Yeah, I don't-
hot. Like,
I'm not a huge fan of bell peppers.
I think
either.
they're pretty good.
okay, Gabe.
I like the green ones. Sometimes.
It's like picking
some
different
things.
colored Skittles. They taste the same.
Okay, all the ones taste the same except the ones that are green.
Okay.
I agree with you on that. Like specifically in Mexican food, green bell peppers go well in Mexican.
I feel
food.
like aren't green bell peppers just before they turn yellow or red?
I
don't
think
know,
so.
they
I think
taste
they
good,
stay
though.
green, right?
I'll have
No,
bell
I'm not an
peppers if
expert
they're like
on
in with other
Bell
food.
Delphine
but-
peppers.
Oh my god. Damn, that looks like a snack to me.
Oh my god.
Why did I just say that?
That's staying in the podcast.
No, no.
Yeah,
I'll have one Belle Delphine pepper with a side of bathwater.
A side? Why do
Yeah,
you
I-
order a beverage as a side? It's like a
Shut up,
soup.
Gabe. It was in the moment, alright? Trying here.
Gatorade. What's the best kind of Gatorade?
Definitely the light blue one.
Light blue one. Is
Mhm.
that Cool Blue, or is that the other one?
It's like
'Cause there's
Cool
like an ice
Freeze.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool. I like that too, actually.
One time
I'm
I
not opposed. I'm not opposed to the white one or the red one too. The red one is actually pretty good as well.
orange
Are
one's
you guys
okay.
prepared to be shocked?
Sure.
Y-
Are you gonna
Yellow
say that
one.
you don't like Gatorade?
I've never had it.
You've
What?
never
You've
had.
never had.
That's not possible.
Wait,
I've definitely seen you
I
have
don't buy you
Gatorade.
why
some.
have you
I
never
will
had
buy
it
you
There is
for
before?
it.
no way that you've never had Gatorade.
I don't want it.
We get out of quarantine, I'm
Okay,
buying
hold
you
on, hold on,
Gatorade.
hold on.
Just
I have a story to tell. I have a story to tell about Gatorade. Okay, so you know how like
Gatorade.
I forgot where it was. Maybe it was on like Main Street or no, whatever. I forgot where it was.
Location doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but it was this one like Mexican place that opened up. Like it was recent at the time. It was a while ago. Um, and they had these like okay, so you know how in Gatorade there's like in Gatorade Land there's like the smaller bottles, like the decent sized bottles, and they have those like huge bottles. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean the thick ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So I
aware.
got
Yeah.
one of I got a Cool Freeze light blue, huge bottle, and I drank the entire thing in one night, and then like I couldn't eat anything like the next day until like past lunchtime.
You had
What
a
do you
Gatorade
mean you
hangover.
couldn't eat
Like I
anything?
You had a
like
Gatorade hangover.
my stomach was like hard, like I couldn't push it
Yeah.
in because it
Oh.
was
It's like a
How old
Gatorade
were you at this
hangover.
time?
How did you get a Gatorade?
How old were you at
I
this
was
time?
like 9 or 10.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
that makes a little more sense.
Gabe could have died. Uh,
Food overdose on Gatorade.
overdose.
I-
What was I gonna say? There's also the bottles that Jack and I get were they were like the tall ones, and like the bottom of them kind of look like a frag grenade, and the top it's
Yeah.
like it's like a twist cap, so you don't actually like have to take the cap all the way off each time. I like that size usually. It's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
it's a little bigger than
yeah,
like
it's like
the normal
yeah,
bottles,
it's
but
like a water bottle, you know. It's like that kind of size.
yeah,
Um,
it's good for after school
yeah,
specifically. Like I wouldn't just like grab one of those and drink it out of the fridge,
yeah,
but after school,
especially like
it's
late
good.
spring or early fall days when it's still pretty hot out. It's good for walking home.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually haven't tried a lot of like energy or pop drinks just because like I don't even really know why I don't. I mean, with pop, I think it's because I don't like carbonated stuff, but
Mm.
for energy drinks, I guess I never really got the appeal, I guess.
Yeah, two kinds
Like
of drinks that I really cannot get behind are carbonated drinks, and that's like all carbonated drinks. I mean, I
Dang.
think
Even
I
root beer?
I used to like root beer, and I used to like Fago, like the orange stuff.
Yeah, that stuff's the best.
But
Mm.
aside from
Yeah.
those two, I never got behind any other kind, and I don't really like those two either now. But there's there's what was it? It was grape flavored. Anything grape flavored, not just drinks, but like anything in general. I really don't like that.
Do
Like
you not
grape
like
juice.
grapes?
I
I like
agree.
no, I like
Gr-
grapes, but not grape flavored because those aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
Grape
I definitely agree.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Skittles or any kind of candy that have like are like purple or have like grape flavor. I'm like, nah, I'm good. That tastes fucking weird.
Yeah, it tastes like medicine, I
Yeah, it
think.
does.
That's
yeah.
yeah,
For
it's
real.
I like the flavor of actual grapes, but like not any grape flavored stuff. I can agree with you on
I
that.
think some grape flavored stuff is okay, but I do agree that some of it definitely tastes like medicine. Also, uh, energy drinks like Gatorade is technically an energy drink, but I've never had like Red Bull or Monster or
Yeah, like
anything,
actual energy
but I've
drinks.
had Gatorade. Like
Yeah.
it isn't really an energy drink. It's just really
it's just a sugar.
sugary.
It's like it's a sugar drink. But
It's like pop.
yeah, but you know, what was it? It's oh man, I'm really bad at continuing what I was just gonna say. This
I keep forgetting
particular
things.
podcast. It's grape flavored. Oh, it's what the hell is fruit punch, by the way? Like what like Like,
I think
like
it's
it's
no.
good. I like fruit punch, but what
Yeah,
is
but
it?
like, what is
Fruit
it
punch.
though?
Yeah.
Is it like some guy just like took an apple and went like, "Ugh," and then just punched it, and that was
No,
fruit
it's like
punch?
apple. There's a hint of apple, and then like also like some other
It's like
stuff.
strawberry maybe, or
Maybe
like
Mhm.
I don't.
watermelon a little bit.
Yeah, watermelon. It's like a. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look it up because like what the fuck is fruit
Well, I
punch?
imagine it varies, but there's definitely like a specific taste that most fruit punch has.
What about Capri Suns,
Yeah.
guys? What about Capri
Except
Suns?
there's some that has that really weird flavor that I don't get.
Yeah, I'm
Like I can't
really
describe it.
I'm really weird because like I'm super apprehensive about trying like beverages, but like I've tried so many different types of food. Like I'll pretty much try any type of food, but beverages I'm just like no, I'm sticking to these five things that I
That's
like.
like the exact opposite of me.
Water.
I'll drink literally anything, but I'm like if I go to
Where
a restaurant, I'm like, do I really want to get that though? When I know that this is
Like
pretty good.
I've had octopus, I've
You've had
had cow
octopus?
tongue, I've had
you had cow tongue?
I've heard that cow tongue
cow
is
tongue isn't
basically
cow
beef
tongue
but
is
really
so
chewy.
good.
I don't want to eat
It's
something
not
that
really
could
chewy.
taste
It's really like
My dad told me that he had it and he hated it.
well,
Oh,
what octopus or
pineapple.
cow tongue?
Cow tongue.
Pineapple's in. Okay, it also gets in
Cow tongue
slices
is
of.
good if you prep it right.
Yeah, so fruit punch is like um oranges, pineapples, peaches, and apples, I think is like the main stuff.
Peach, that's
It's
definitely
just
a
fruit.
Yeah,
prominent.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Um
Well, talking about food, it's like I will try anything.
I
Beverage,
like how the website
food,
kept saying
don't
it
care.
contains fruit juice and water. I'm like, what is fruit? What fruits though?
Yeah,
Grapes. Ingredients.
contains no
Grapes.
juice.
No, not grapes. Anything but grapes.
Grapes.
I personally don't like coffee too.
Yeah, I
I
don't like
like
coffee
coffee,
either.
but only at certain
I
times.
don't have
I
coffee.
can get behind tea.
I had it like
Yeah.
It
once.
has a right balance to it. Like I like a little bit more flavor than water when it comes to tea.
hmm
Um, I mean,
Some teas
I
are
can
good.
get behind
Especially
iced tea
okay,
sometimes, but I don't know.
chai tea is so good. Don't know
Yeah,
why,
like
but it's really
I
good.
mean, I've tried. Like I can get behind Earl Grey, um, Irish breakfast. Um, yeah, kind of like basic stuff. Um, and it's like it's all right, but
I've
when you could be drinking just water or something more flavorful, I feel like it's a little pointless. Aside from
This
obviously
this
like,
might make me like a tea normie, but I'll only drink tea if it's like lemon tea or sweetened.
yeah, I
I've
get that.
That's fine.
I've
Yeah,
never
that's
been
fine.
a huge
Tea is like, go ahead.
I've never been a huge fan of tea, but then again, I've never like I haven't tried that much tea. I've had like a couple of green teas I think before, but that's pretty much it. And like I haven't liked it just because like it just seems like hot water with a kind of leafy taste,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is what it
That's
is.
what it
it's
But
is.
I
just
mean like
dirty leaf juice. Like let's be
but
honest.
I'd rather just have water. Like why
Yeah.
do you have to flavor it with some leaf? This doesn't make any
Because
sense.
British.
It
Tea
makes
is
more
very
sense if it
situational.
makes more sense if it's tea using like like trying to get like like caffeinated or if you're trying to use it for medicinal purposes or relaxation.
I drink tea when I'm sick
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's like hot, and I don't want to drink hot
I'd
water
rather
because
have
it
soup
doesn't
though.
taste good.
I'd rather have
Yeah, I would
soup
rather have soup,
than
but what
tea.
about when you vomit out anything that you eat because you're really sick?
I'd still rather have soup.
I
Yeah,
never
I
got
like soup.
I never ate anything special when I got sick. Just kind of vibed and was like,
You didn't
ouch,
even
I'm
have soup?
sick. No.
Well, Verner's. I drink Verner's
Yeah.
when I'm sick.
I don't think Verner's actually helps you when you're sick. I think they like changed the recipe because it got illegal or something. But I still drink it because it's funny.
I
What do
think
you think it had
I
in it
drink it when
before?
it's sick because number one, it is a colossal amount of sugar, and number two,
Yeah,
it
it
tastes
tastes
good.
so good. And people who say that
Yeah,
ginger ale is better than Verner's can go to hell because that's not true.
yeah. Verner's is just
Are you guys
Well,
do you think we can wrap up the snack food discussion now?
I
I think
guess.
we
We're
can wrap
rounding
up
up
the
at about
podcast.
an hour
Yeah, I've been
soon.
recording
So
for like 57
With
minutes.
57:23.
yeah, same.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go for a little bit
It's almost
longer
like we
because we
counted it
probably want
off
to
or
get it to
something.
like
All right.
we probably want to get it to like an hour and 5 minutes.
Okay.
What's something we can discuss in 3 minutes?
Um, I cool fantasy objects to have.
Oh, that was
That
kind
was out of the.
nowhere.
Oh, is that one of your emergency like?
That's one of my
Back
questions.
to
Yeah.
reserve. Okay. Fantasy objects.
Elemental
So-
blades.
I think there's a sword. The sword that I have in
Honestly,
my
sure.
D&D campaign is definitely something I'd like to have. It's a sentient sword that just uses like the blade is just sunlight, so it's just a sword hilt until you turn it on.
So it's just a
and it talks.
lightsaber that talks.
Yeah, it's a lightsaber essentially. I freaking found a lightsaber in the tomb of a wraith, and then I killed it with it. It's kind of ironic, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. Also, just you know, not like what is it? I just had maybe like a really cool battle axe or something that I could also use to summon a beast.
I feel like it would be kind of cool to have the red pill from the Matrix, so then I'd know if I was in the Matrix or not.
I thought we were talking like D&D, Lord of the Rings type fantasy object. But if we're talking
Yeah.
about just like fictional objects that I'd like to
Yeah,
have,
fictional objects. Yeah,
that widens the list a bit.
that's kind of what I meant. Fantasy means something not real.
Okay.
Well, at its most basic definition.
What does objects mean? What does
So, like,
objects mean?
yeah, but if you said fantasy, I'm not gonna think sci-fi. Like,
Not a person.
I would have a replicator.
Not a person.
I have
Yeah, like you can't just.
replicator from Star Trek. You just
Sean
make-
can't just take out Judy Hopps from Zootopia.
Oh my god! Cut that out of the fucking. Okay, fuck that.
I'm leaving that one in.
Oh my god!
It's too good.
Alright, well.
Anyway,
Wait, it's debatable whether. But she's like an animal, though, right?
I don't care.
What are the
Okay.
bestiality?
Just because they're an animal, like doesn't mean they're
Anyways.
counted as an object.
I would also have fucking literally anything else. What about you, Jack?
Okay, so it's overly complicated and it's from Monster Hunter. So it's a sword and a shield, and then you take the sword and you use energy from the sword and you put it in the shield, and then it turns into an axe because the sword like extends with the shield on top of it, and then from there the energy you put from the sword into the shield is then at the head of the axe, and when you hit things with it, it explodes. I don't know why, but it's cool and it's fun to play.
I'm using my last 5 brain cells to try to understand what you just said. So
There's
You're
a
not going to. Don't worry about
I think
it.
I understand.
Okay, good.
there's a gun from Destiny 2 that that looks really cool, and I think it has this. I can't remember if it's the one that has a cool function where like if you keep hitting your target, it starts shooting faster or something like that. So it kind of makes it really easy to get kills. I'll see if I can look it up and find out what it's called.
I'd also probably say Gravity Hammer from Halo. If you haven't seen it, you could look it up, but it's kind of cool. Like you just smash it on the ground and or like smash people with it, and it's basically just a giant hammer that like I don't even know if it's magical or not, or like if it has like a certain power, but it's kind of just a cool giant hammer.
In Twilight Princess, there's this really dumb item, but it's really fun to use, called the spinner, and it's basically
Thought you were
just
going to
this
say that.
giant like ceramic top that you can just like ride around on, and like there are these rails in the walls, and you can like go into them, like the edge of the top, and then it like goes really fast, and like there's no practical use for it hardly in the game, but it's just so fun to ride on. So I would I would like to have it.
Oh yeah.
I remember I came over to your house and you specifically did the Arbiter's grounds to show me
Yeah,
the
yeah.
spinner when you played the game.
Zach,
Yeah.
I would definitely have a plasma sword from Halo.
Plasma swords are pretty sweet. Gravity.
Well, from history, can I have a Gustav gun?
It's not a fictional object. That's a
Can I
real
have
life
Stalin? Can I have
object.
Okay,
Stalin's
it's
real
so
mustache right off his face?
absolutely impractical that it's basically a fantasy object. Okay, who here knows what the Gustav
Is
gun
it the
was?
I
thing
don't.
that's like on your helmet and then when you bite the gun shoots? Okay.
No.
Oh, I actually
It's like
I
a
have
rail
another
gun,
one
isn't it?
too.
It's like a
Okay,
train
kind of.
based
It's like
railgun.
yeah, it's like a train. You need like two sets of train tracks to drive it around, and it's just
That
a
is very
gigantic
Where
impractical.
would you
cannon.
put that?
Two sets of rails.
Okay,
I
where
don't know.
in
I'd sell to a
where in
museum and
the
I'd get
current
money.
city where we are, where
I live in a different city.
okay, where in also that city that is right next to this city that the rest of us are in, where would you put that? I don't know anywhere
The water tower.
near the water. But
I don't
I
know.
have another
It's
object that
an
might be kind of
intersection,
cool.
What is your object,
Yeah.
Zachary?
Did any of you guys read Percy Jackson?
I read the first one.
Okay, this is from later in the series, but basically one of the
Spoiler.
characters, his name is Jason.
Is that the
He
guy
has
with he's like a centaur but not cool because he only has two legs?
No.
Okay.
No. You wouldn't know him if you only read the
Okay.
first book.
it's called a
But-
seat.
He goes to another school.
But he actually does. But he has like this coin thing where like he flips it, and if it's heads, he gets like a javelin thing, and if it's tails, he gets like a battle axe, which is kind of cool.
Why doesn't he just carry around a
That sounds
javelin
like
and a
carrying two
battle
weapons
axe?
with extra
It's
steps.
called
Well, it's kind of cool
Satyrs.
because you have it as like a coin, and so like it's really portable, so you could just keep it in your pocket.
Like, I guess.
Yeah, the goat people.
But like, what if you
like,
really wanted the battle axe and you kept getting the javelin?
Oh, javelin again. I can't do a fight with a javelin. Or you're like trying to hit someone from far away and you keep getting a battle axe.
I
Like,
can
what are
hit
you gonna
someone
do,
from
take
far
it and
away with a
throw it?
battle axe.
Oh, I would have
You
an
could
X.
throw a battle
Okay,
axe.
I'll go bring you a steel-headed battle axe and you can throw it.
I would have an X-wing. Actually, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe a
I
white.
guess in that case, like if you can pick vehicles, then I'd pick like the Death Star.
Death Star.
The Death Star.
So I want a whole fucking planet. Give me that Star Killer base.
Yeah.
I'd pick if I had to pick a Star Wars vehicle, I don't know.
Oh shit.
Probably one of
I'd
the
pick Boba Fett's ship.
what's Slave
Yo,
One?
Slave One.
Yeah, Slave
I
One.
probably
Slave
picked
One's-
The
the
fact that you don't know what it's called means you don't deserve to have it.
Yeah,
I would also have Slave
honestly.
One.
Why? Why?
Um,
That's so stupid.
what I would also try. Literally any weapon from Doom. Those things are all cool. Like, I would probably have
Yeah.
the Crucible.
They're just guns.
I love.
They're just fancy guns.
All right, we're
Yeah,
at
the-
1 hour 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Better cut it.
Okay,
wrap
so I
this
guess
up.
we can start wrapping up. Thank you guys for joining our
Yeah.
podcast where we
Thank you.
discussed
Stuff.
console wars, the our favorite snacks, and fantasy weapons. I think
And stuff. Fictional
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
not
and
the
stuff.
fantasy stuff. Come on.
Yeah.
okay.
Or
We
real
can
stuff.
we can debate the difference between fiction and fantasy in the next episode. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess goodbye then.
That was a lame ending.
Guys, I have to go last because I have to say adios. So
Oh,
okay, so
saying goodbye?
yeah.
Oh, goodbye.